Good evening. Welcome to Spec F1 Esports Global Series Round 9 here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Just starting qualifying now. I'll turn my audio down so you can hear me a little bit better. Global Series tonight. So looking forward to a good race. So we got Manley on his outlap, Lockie on his outlap, JB, 20 Orb, Geordie, Rayner. Rayner in the Red Bull tonight. Little bit of a late call. I believe he's a reserve driver now, as he's decided to focus more on his personal life, which is fair. He's taking a break, I guess. I'm hoping he'll be back, but we'll have to see about that. As Uzumaki has joined, so Geordie gets a penalty for a collision with Oz Formula. Sorry about that. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Should Geordie be mad? There's about about four drivers on the hards, one on the mediums, everyone else currently on the soft tyres. Including Vishnoza. He's usually on the hards, but on the softs. Will he bin it into the castle section? No, he doesn't. Interesting, there's a yellow flag, but his car's going slow. There's actually a lot of cars just all in the same vicinity, which is very, poor. They've all come out right at the start of the session, so it's going to be like wildfire down on this first lap. I believe it's going to be Matley to set the first lap time of the session. He's starting on his lap, so you can see 16 out of the 20 drivers have started the lap. As Oz Formula picks up a penalty for a collision, so Matley starts his lap, so does Lockie. Matley on the soft, Lockie in the hard, so that'll to demonstrate their abilities, I guess, a little bit. But a lot of cars starting their flying laps now. So what can Matley do? We'll get our first sector split of the night. It is coming up to the line now. I don't really know any parts of this track. It's a 35-1. While people are doing their first laps, I'll read out the standings from the last race. So your current championship leader is Timor Thunder, 31 points ahead of Vishnoza. Is Timor here? Yes, Timor is racing tonight, so we'll be trying to close that gap. Last weekend's race results: Schnozzer won with Blitz in second, or Oz Formula, and Timor in third, with fourth position going to JB Fly High, and fifth position going to Gussie Boy, sixth position going to Zach, seventh going to Uzumaki. 8th going to Kart Racer, 9th going to Geordie, and 10th going to Supercar, 11th going to Lockie, 12th going to Dash, and everyone else DNS or DSQ'd. Or stuff. As Matley comes up to the line now, so the first lap time is going to be a 1:39.6. That was terrible. Loxton will be next. There's a bit of gamesmanship going on there with Oz Formula and his teammate. I believe them two not changing their helmets. You'll see a lot of drivers tonight with red helmets on for the fight against this terrible COVID disease. As Oz Formula jumps to the top, Gussie Boy second, Matley third, Geordie fourth, and Car Racer fifth. As Tess Science picks up a penalty for a collision with Timor, so that's going to put him off a little bit. Dexy Miles comes across the line now, goes 7th with a 49.2, not a very representative time. Timor Thunder's going to come up to the line now. He's currently on a 30, so this won't be a very representative time either. I think he had collision with Tez Science on that lap. Lockie's in the pits, JB's in the pits, Twining's on his out lap. Test Science coming up to the line. He had a collision with Timor, so he must have backed out of it. Yeah, Timor's pulled in. The Scarlet Red car number 69. Rayner's on his out lap. He's done a 2:07 in the first sector. I believe that may be wrong. It's actually a 34.9, so a little bit slower than Matt Lees, I believe, but see how it compares to Oz Formula E in the Red Bull tonight. Usually in the McLaren, as I said earlier, reserve driver, so gets to choose whatever car is available. Going through this tricky castle section now. Very easy to lose a car through that tight turn 8. 3 cars already picking up grid penalties tonight, so it's going to be a bit of a mixed up grid as Raider comes through the second part of the second half of the second sector, coming towards the final part of the second sector. It is a 14.9, as there's rain. Just a bit of rain starts there, so just add a little bit of spice to this qualifying session. And that's why probably a ton of people wanted to get laps in early, just because of the weather. So interesting scenes there. So the rain has started falling. That means that at the moment it looks like Oz Formula may just secure pole position unless Rayner has a challenge. No, he goes 4th behind his teammate Zach. So it looks like Oz Formula and V Schnoz are maybe starting on the front row, because with this rain falling, I'm not sure if many people will be able to set a faster lap time. You can see kart racer there waiting for Gussie Boy to go into the pit lane before he can get put in his garage. So car racer has a red helmet. So does Timor, Lockie does, JB didn't change his, I'm not sure Twining does, neither does Test Science. GSC Alex just has a standard red helmet anyway. Supercar's done it, Oz Formula no hasn't, no Schnoz has done it, I believe Zach's done it as well. Rayner hasn't because he's just gotten online, just made it in time for the race. DXT Miles doesn't, I don't think Gussie Boy has either, but there's about 6 or 7 cars with red helmets here, trying to support the horrible fight, well, not the horrible fight, the fight against this horrible disease, I should say, of COVID-19. If you're watching from a place in the world with more cases than we do in Australia, then I wish you well in your battle against this horrific disease. Yeah, Test Science just apologising to Team of Thunder in the Discord. So, currently with 10 minutes left, the rain is falling. Whether or not it's going to ease up through the final parts of this qualifying session will be interesting to see how, like, that affects as Aki in his first race in Race Spec actually retires from the session. So that's gonna suck for him, as that's it for his session. So currently 12th, he'll definitely be jumped by plenty of activity. You can see there's some debris there. Whether or not that's from where Aki crashed, no it isn't. One of the Mercedes is going through the narratives vision. Also interesting to see if Aki's gone. He just disappeared on us. The supercar there navigates through this castle section as Test Science nearly hits the wall. It's very tight as Lockie's binned it in the castle section. Speaking of JB, he goes 13th as Twining Orcs also binned it in the castle section. A lot of damage going to happen through that castle section. Kart Racer leaves the session. Speaking of sections and sessions. Whether or not he's lagged out is seen. As there's a lagging Alpha, I believe that's the Alpha of GSC Alex lagging a bit. Yes, it is. I'm not sure where part of the region he's from, but he's definitely lagging. As Team of Thunder comes across the line now, JB only 13th fastest. So you'd expected 4th place finisher from last weekend to be up there in like top 5, but only in 13th because of this rain. Supercar's 4 seconds off the pass. Timor's going to be miles away. Timor is going to be 14th at the moment. For the Williams, only 14th position. He's going to go again. And there's not much he can do at the moment, being with this rain falling as it is. I don't think there's much improvement to be found. There's a yellow flag as the two Mercedes gobblers. Supercar's gone off down the escape road as Zach flies in at 1,000,000 miles an hour, straight into a wall. So I'm not sure what's going on with Zach there, whether or not he wanted to retire the car or whatever, but he's just gone flying into the escape road. But JB's down by 9 seconds. I think Timor's down as well. I'm not too sure. He's down by 3 seconds. So this rain has wreaked havoc as Geordie retires from the session. So you'll start to see a lot of drivers retire from the session. But Geordie looks to have... did his best lap time on the hard. So Geordie looks to be starting on the hards as Matt Lee's on the intermediates in the garage. Whether or not he's going to try and come out and do a lap on ints is another matter. The XB Mars and V Schnoz getting themselves a slipstream here. But I think Schnoz kind of hit the wall slightly there. I didn't quite catch it. Test Science down by 6 seconds. Supercar's going to be down by a long shot. Timor's way off the pace. With this rain falling, he scrapes the wall there. It's not been a good qualifying session at the moment. Car Racer rejoins the session. That's good for him. As Dixie Miles is off the escape road at the first corner. You'll see a lot of drivers go off tonight. Azerbaijan, really tricky circuit. Just concrete canyon, as people like to dub it. As Matt Lee is out on the intermediates. So I wonder if he's trying to set a quicker lap than he did on softs. Try and start on fresh tyres as Miles retires from the session. Whether or not he's just trying to get a feel if the race is wet. Lockie and Twining also on the mediums. I mean, not on the mediums, the intermediates. So looks like the intermediates are getting a little bit fast now. He's gone straight on into the barriers. I'm surprised he's not lost any wing there. As he reverses back onto the track, straight onto the apex. Thankfully no cars coming through, otherwise that would have been a penalty for sure. As he crashes into the wall there, loses part of his front wing. That's going to really hurt his lap. As just under 6 minutes remaining in the session now. Only 2 cars out on track. They're the cars of Twining and Matt Lee, both out on the intermediates. Not sure how the intermediate lap times are going to go. I feel like they might just be gathering data in case the race is wet. I'm not sure what the weather's doing in the race, but I know drivers like V Schnauzer and that. As Oz Formula retires from the session. He's confident in his lap time that it won't get beaten in these conditions. So have Miles, Geordie, Aki. Well, Aki crashed. As Supercar goes as well, so Supercar in the garage just retires. So with Zach and Oz Formula. So they're all out of this session, out of the running, because they don't think it's going to get any better. Car Racer and JB both out on the intermediates. So is Twining and Matt Lee. So there's 4 cars out now on the intermediate tyres, but I don't think the intermediates are going to be very fast compared to the soft lap times that people have set. So interesting qualifying session at the moment. Hopefully we can see some more action later in the weekend as Matt Lee runs it very deep. Sector 2, yellow flags. Not sure what they're for. I believe they're for maybe the Ferrari going slowly. So Matt Lee's had a really scruffy lap. He's already out of it. You need to be doing like 35s, I think, in the Sector 1. Yeah, he's down by 7 seconds on his previous best lap time. So intermediates clearly aren't very fast at the moment on this track. So just 4 minutes running on the clock. People just running down the clock, I guess, at this point. And that's what we're going to do as well. So just run down the clock, watch some of the action. Test Science is out now. He's called it quits. Lockie and Twining may not even set a lap time because of the conditions, but as Aki barely touched the wall. Lockie's apologising to Zach if he messed up his qualifying. JB apparently messed up. Lockie or something about that. Them two had a collision. Timor's there. Timor's getting a little bit mad at Tez Science because of the conditions. So Yeah. Also, while there's a break in proceedings, if you do want to get involved in these league races, I believe the link may be in the YouTube description when this gets uploaded. If not, check it. Just message ZachJW22 on Xbox. He's one of the league coordinators of Global Series and Pacific Series. So Pacific Series races Tuesday nights at... as Kart Racer bins it in a wall. Very easy to do there on the intermediate tyres. Very slippery slope surface there. And he is 10th position, so there's a yellow flag out till this car gets removed. But I'm glad we caught that on camera. As almost everyone's in the pits apart from Lockie. Lockie trying to get a lap in, but it's going to be difficult for him. Yeah, Jordy, you are screwed there, starting on the hard tyres. So 1 minute left to go. Lockie's trying to set a lap time. Maybe just try and beat Tez Science, who I believe set his lap on intermediates. But that is your grid order at the moment. So first down to 10th, I'd say, are secure, or down to pretty much 14th is secure. So Oz Formula will start first. Schnozzer will start second, Zach will start third, Rayner will start fourth, Gussie will start fifth. Oh no, Oz Formula has a penalty, so V Schnozzer gets pole position. Schnozzer on pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. He won't get credited with the pole, but he will start there. Zach will be second, Rayner will be third. It's all subject to grid penalties. I'm not sure who's got what. But that is your current grid order. We'll have to see how it goes in the race. But that is the end of qualifying. Once Lockie finishes, that'll be it. So I'd like to thank you for joining us for this qualifying 20 minutes pretty much. And we'll see you in the race. Sorry. Shit. So there is your after qualifying results. Subject to grid penalties, subject to post-race penalties, but they can't really affect qualifying, they can only affect the race. So grab a quick screenshot of that. Just in case you have to restart. It's a new incident been reported. Don't know why I'm talking about it. So you head into the race. As I believe we have a 20-car grid tonight. One of the first times in a while we've got a 20-car grid. So, as V Schnozzer will start on pole position, it's going to be a very difficult race, with that castle section being very unforgiving for the entire race. We'll have to see what happens, as Oz Formula is the only one readied up, with Rayner readied up as well. So we get set for the formation lap there. Schnozer on pole, Zach second, Rayner third, Gussie Boy fourth. Matley in fifth position. Oz Formula in sixth. After qualifying first, we're receiving a grid penalty. Dash in seventh, Miles in eighth, Car Race in ninth, GSC Alex 10th, Aki 11th, JB 12th, Timor's actually 13th, Geordie's 14th, I believe with a grid penalty, Supercars 15th, Twining Orc 16th, Testline 17th, Lockie is 18th, and Uzumaki is 19th position, as it's actually a 19 car grid, sorry, not a 20 car grid, as I was told. But we'll have to see how this race goes. That one's going to be very interesting, especially into the castle section. One of the cars is already on the grid. I believe that's the Alfa Romeo of possibly Twining Orc. It's actually the one of GSC Alex. So, see, starting tyres there. Geordie the only one on the hard tyres. Oh no, DXC Mars completely missed. Sorry about that. A lot of cars on the mediums. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the softs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the mediums, and 2 on the hards. So, pretty even tyre spread across the two softest compounds, as well as 2 on the hardest. They're probably, if there's an early safety car, I bet you they'll be pitting straight in for some fresh tyres. Hopefully we'll have a good race. As formation lap comes to an end now. Schnozer's still leading. He's won the last 2 races in Global Series, looking to make it a 3-peat here tonight. Only 31 points off to lead the championship. At the moment, that gap will be reduced to only 6 points. But you can bet your bottom dollar that Timor will be coming through the pack. He will be fast and he will be mistake-free. So he will be quick. All the cars start to line up now. Jesse Alex has been sat there for a little bit at this point. As some of the cars are bleeping in and out of existence as we get set for the 5 red lights here at this very difficult Azerbaijan Grand Prix. 26 laps ahead of us, 19 car grid. What could possibly go wrong? As 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. And Schnozer gets a decent start there. Zach's got the best start of the top 2. He sends it to the inside. Schnozer have to go wide. Gussie Boy's up to 3rd. One of the Red Bulls, one of the Red Bull Arena. One of the Mercedes is gone to the back. There's yellow flags as Lockie picks up a 5-second penalty for a collision with Timor. As Zach leads, followed by V Schnozer with Gussie Boy 3rd, Dash 4th, Oz Formula 5th. As there's a bunch of scrapping at the back. There's 4 wide as they all try and make it through turn 2 uncleanly. There'll be a lot of carbon fibre going on down the back here. As there's a virtual safety car off the line as Rain is down to 10th. So a very poor start there by the Red Bull driver. One of the Red Bulls getting an amazing start, the other one getting a very terrible one, it must be said. Test Science picks up a penalty for colliding under the VSC. That is not allowed at any point, but especially on a safety car. As DXC Mars is 19th, Lockie 18th. So them two not... Well, DXC Miles losing as after the first sector in a bit, Zach leads as V Schnozer tries to go to the inside on the virtual safety car. Bit of a cheeky move from the Mercedes driver as we go green. He's not got the best restart as they come all file through this tricky castle section now. As Dash has stayed ahead of Oz Formula as that you can see all the cars trying to get through this tricky part of the track. As Aki in the McLaren is sort of holding up his teammate here, it looks like, as there's more cars streaming out of the castle section. Very big field here tonight, one of the tightest tracks. Almost like a Monaco 2.0. And I believe Monaco's next as Car Race is spun. Car Race is round. He is going to be sat there for a while as you cannot reset the track in race spec. So he's going to drop right to last. very costly mistake there by the Toro Rosso driver, as after the first lap, Zach leads by 1.1 seconds as JB and Matley scrapped for position. I believe Matley may have made a mistake off the corner as he's dropped a bit further back, so he's also lost position to Alex in the Alphas. There's more yellow flags as Tez Science, I believe, in the wall there. Yes, he is. There's a lot of carbon fibre. I believe he may have collided with Matley there. Yeah, Matley picks up a penalty for speeding, so he's going to change his front wing. As Twining Orc now gets past Timor Thunder. Timor down to 15, and he pulls into the pit lane. So Timor right down the bottom of the field. Miles also in as well, trying to get off those hard tyres as soon as he can. Test Science in. I don't think Car Race will be in because he only spun. But Zach leads. Schnozzer's closing up by about half a second. Sorry, half a second there after turn 1. Gussie Boy in 3rd. Goes up from the Toro Rosso driver. Dash in 4th. Oz Formula in 5th. He'll be looking to try and get up to the positions, obviously finishing 2nd last night, I believe. Oh no, it was Wednesday night. No, Friday night. I'm not good with days, as we now have a full safety car. So the safety car's out now. That's probably why Schnozzer closed up. I probably didn't notice that, I'm sorry. So feeling neutralized, roll up to try and gain some positions, yes, and catch up the back of the field. So we'll have to see what happens now after that. As yes, can confirm there is safety car. So you see the board up there. So Red Bull of Zach currently leads. Schnozzer's dropped back by about 1.2 seconds, but it'll all be neutralised under the safety car, the full course safety car. As Timor's onto the hards now to try and go to the end of the race. It's a long stint, 24 laps-ish on those tyres. That'll be an extremely long stint. As Zach pulls into the pits, maybe gets some damage. I didn't quite see his arrival, but I heard contact with the wall as Schnozzer goes to 1st. So Zach on to the mediums, I believe. Yep, has to change his front wing as well, so it's not going to cost him much considering we are in a safety car, but it will cost him as he's dropping right down the field as they all stream past, down to 7th. May get passed by Dash. No, they're all in for a new set of tyres, so I'm surprised Schnozzer hasn't come in this lap. I'm surprised he stayed out. That was pretty much a given pit stop there for him, but I suppose track position is a lot at this circuit because very difficult to overtake, and if you do overtake, it could put you in a wall, so extremely hard circuit there here to pass. So next race coming in race spec is the F2 series on Friday. No Pacific series this week if you're looking to catch that. It's not happening this week. So we're taking a little bit of a break here at race spec. Been racing for a couple of weeks now, so a couple of weeks non-stop, so take a little bit of a break. It's always well deserved after a long period of time. And so you can see the red helmeted Schnozzer there leads. Again, fighting against coronavirus. So our thoughts are with everyone who's been affected by this. I know I've been affected by it. I've lost work stuff, so. But I know a lot more people have lost family members, and my thoughts are with them at this horrific time. Anyway, back to the racing. We're not racing yet. I don't know if the safety car's in this lap. I don't think it is. I believe it'll be in next lap. Stay out for one more lap. One extremely long lap. So I suppose Schnozzer's playing the track position card here tonight, trying to keep track position over Zach and Timor, and because Timor's down in 11th position now, so the gap at the top of the championship, if the race was to finish on lap 4, Schnozzer would gain 25 points on Timor, which would mean the gap would be reduced to 6 points, meaning that if Schnozzer won the next race, automatically he would take the championship lead on round 8. But next race, I believe, is Monaco, and anything can happen at the Principality of Monte Carlo. I believe it's Monaco anyway. I will take a look for you, but I believe it is Monaco. Steward setup. Gosh. Yeah, Monaco on the 3rd of April 2020, followed by USA, then Canada, then Bahrain, Singapore, Russia, France, Mexico, Japan, and then Abu Dhabi on the 5th of July. Exactly 2 days before F1 2020 comes out. If you're getting the Schumacher edition, if you're getting the standard edition, it'll be another 3-day wait. Personally, I'm getting the Schumacher edition because I want to play the game as early as possible. Get on that new mode. But Race Spec will continue into F1 2020. I believe we'll have a fresh, clean slate for 2020. Try and curb out all the kinks that have been happening in the league behind the scenes and do a fresh start on the new game. So make sure to stay tuned for that. As safety car is in this lap, I hope it's in this lap, because I want to go back racing. Yes, it is. Safety car in this lap. So safety car is in, so we'll have to wait for green flag running, as I believe we'll get green flag running down the straight. Sorry, I was trying to work something out. As Schnozzer goes running, as Rayner picks up a penalty for collision with Tez Science. That's going to hinder him. As down the main straight, Schnozzer goes. He will take the lead. As Geordie goes up to second, passing GSC Alex. There's contact further down the field. As Zach gets past Gussie Boy dropped down as DXC Miles. There's a sliding Toro Rosso. There's yellow flags in Sector 3 as Aki and Tez Science have been caught up in a crash. But DXC Miles gets past Gussie Boy. Schnozzer leads. They all try and file down this long second straight as there's a car inside of another car. I'm not sure what's happened there as DXC Miles locks up, struggles to make the corner as the Williams of Timor there still sat in behind waiting for the cars to disappear in front of him. Rayner down in 15th, made up a little bit of ground off the restart, but Schnozzer still leads as Matley gets past DXT Miles now, as JB also gets past Timor Thunder, so Timor down to 12th. So they all try and file through this tricky part of the track. You can see the racing point there of Matley down in 8th, sorry, as they all try to come through the castle section. Will anyone crash? Doesn't look like it at the moment. See all the cars streaming through here. That's the most dangerous part of the circuit. They're running very close to the wall now. As down the straight they go. Tez Science in 18th, last position, 20 seconds behind the nearest car, but Schnozzer in first, second ahead of Alex, with Geordie breathing down his neck, with Supercar in 4th, as there's a yellow flag, as that's Lockie who's spun, he's gone round, and he has left the session. So we'll have to see what happens now, but I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. As Alex is pit, so I'm not sure what's going on with me at the moment. As JB sits the fastest up in the race, he's currently getting the fastest up point. His team was up to 10th. Schnozzer still leads. Uzumaki is down the Gussie's. Oh my god. Zach down the inside of Uzumaki, but Uzumaki keeps that position. Down the inside, Zach looks for the move, but doesn't get it done. As Matley and all them are in the pit lane now, presumably with damage. These guys are closest battle on the track. You can see all four of them all within a second of each other. As it looks like Uzumaki may hold that full position as Schnozer goes through the castle section. They're going to stream in through this camera angle, giving us a great view of all these cars coming through there. There's the second and third car, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. The helicopter shot now, you can see all the cars in the background streaming through that tight, twisty section. It's always amazing seeing F1 cars come through Baku here in this way, as Miles locks up, trying to avoid contact with Gussie Boy. So a lot of drivers here trying to avoid contact with each other as Oz Formula slides it. Dash and Rayner and Oz Formula all close together as well. So these three drivers going to try and be battling as Rayner looks to the inside, holds off. As Zach and Uzumaki get close to an overtake as well. As Uzumaki passes Supercar, it's 3 wide down the main straight. Who will win this duel as Schnozer pulls into the pit lane? Who will win this duel? That releases Geordie to the lead. It looks like Supercar goes down the inside, he will win. But Zach's going to come back on Uzumaki. Down the inside he goes on Supercar. There may be contact here. No, he manages to avoid it. But he's going to get the DRS's yellow flags in Sector 1 as I believe that's the Red Bull of Rayner has spun off the exit. I believe maybe he has spun. No, I'm not too sure about that one. Back to the action. Zach did get past Uzumaki there. Up into third position for the Red Bull driver. As you can, I'll check the stops now for you. You can see everyone's made a stop apart from Uzumaki, Kart Racer, Geordie and Supercar. So they're still on the tyres. They started this race on. As coming into the castle section now for the 7th time. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's the Alpha GSC Alex spinning. As he speeds back up again. The top 6 and 7 and 8th and 9th and 10th. From 3rd to 10th, there's pretty much a gap of less than a second between each car, so it's going to be an absolute slipstream fest down this main straight. As the Mercedes looks to remove Uzumaki as DXC Miles tries to stitch and move together. You can see Geordie still leading this race on 6 uphold hard tyres. Schnozer's down in 13th. He's going to be gaining time on these guys in the fresh air while they all battle, so this can play into Schnozer's hands. Towards the end of this race, all he has to do is not make a mistake. As Zach and Supercar down the main straight. Zach switches to the outside. What's he going to do? He squeezes Supercar towards the inside, but Supercar's already behind him at that point. He'll settle for 3rd position at the moment. As Miles has to lock it up, he goes wide there. It's going to allow Gussie Boy through on the inside. It's also going to give Timur a sniff going into this 2nd corner. He doesn't work out for him. Timur looks to be going to the end of the race on those hard tyres. We'll have to see how that one works out for him later in the race. But lap 8 now as Schnozer passes Rayner because Rayner pits now, serving his penalty, going on to another set of mediums, probably to the end of the race. As the 2 Renaults down in 8th and 9th position at the moment. They finished 3rd and 4th last weekend, so you can see how they go. Down there is Matley and Rayner. Matley and Lockie get past Rayner in the pit lane. Not really much going on at the front of the field at the moment. Zach's starting to put the blowtorch to Geordie on those older tyres. Gussie Boy whacks the wall slightly. Held everyone fair through the castle section. Seems to be pretty good at the moment as JB slightly loses the rear on the exit there. Let's test science guys. Plus you see Alex's DXC Mars sends one to the inside. Tries to get ahead of Gussie Boy, but Gussie Boy fights back on the outside. He's going to try and go down the inside, and he does get that position, but he runs wide, so does JB. And he streams to the inside of the track. He's hit the wall on the outside, sorry, but that might give Gussie Boy damage, I believe it has. But he's down to 9th, this is a couple of positions. There is one of the McLarens goes past on the other side of the circuit, as Timur now gets past Miles. Timur up to 5th, Miles down to 6th as one of the cars in the pit lane. I believe that's, yeah, Gussie Boy did get damage from that, so he's in the pits. Miles tries to squeeze JB to the inside, he runs off the track, he whacks the wall himself there. Catches the rear of the car on the wall, that's going to allow both the Renaults pass and drops him down to 8th. Very costly mistake there from the Mercedes drivers JB's not really managing his ERS at the moment, down to 25%. Timor's still using a lot of his as well in the Williams. As Uzumaki tries to catch up to the back of Supercar, as he goes down the escape road there, missing his braking point. Resets the track. That's a bit naughty there from Uzumaki. You're not really allowed to do that, but there'll most likely be an investigation into that after the race if someone reports it, because it's on stream. What's going to happen now? I'm not sure what's going to happen, but what's happened is that Timor's up to 4th and JB and Oz Formula up to 5th and 6th from way down the field. I mean, Oz Formula started 6th. He stayed in his starting position after that chaotic first corner. Surprised no one's really gone out in the castle section. 20 orcs out of the race. I didn't quite see how he DNF'd. Sorry about that. But he is definitely out of it. What has Geordie got left in those tyres? What is Zach doing? Like, what's going on with these pit stops, man? We're on lap 9 of 26, only 16 laps left here in this race. As the Red Bull of Rayner goes through there, down in 14th, so not having a good race at the moment is Rayner, but Geordie now giving Zach the DRS, I guess you could say, in low ERS modes. It's almost like Monza down that main straight, just a massive long straight as DXC Miles pits. What tyres is he going on to? He must be going on to the hards. Yes, he is. He's also getting his front wing changed. A little bit of damage to that wing, so is Uzumaki, serving a penalty as well, also getting his wing changed. So this will be an extremely long stop for the Ferrari driver. As Oz Formula passes JB down the inside, good move from him there. JB looks to try and go back down the inside into this corner, doesn't get the position, really. What can he do coming into this tricky second sector? Very tight, twisty second sector. Rayner is just the fastest lap of the race, a 14.8, taking the point off JB. What will happen with Oz Formula and JB? What happened with Zach and Geordie? Them two are really close together. I feel like there may just be a DRS overtake down the main straight. His hard tyres not really working as Uzumaki gets past Matley down the inside. These two having a squabble down in 12th and 13th. What will happen now with this battle? Not much, really. Gussie Boy goes to 11th. Timor in 4th, trying to get past Supercar, but here we go, an overtake for the lead. What will Zach do? Will Geordie pit? No, Geordie stays out. So Geordie, on those really old hards, he started the race on them, so he's going long as Timor gets past Supercars. There's the leaders go 1st and 2nd, same positions, but Timor up to 3rd, so he's trying to go to the end on that set of hard tyres, so he can be one to watch out for towards the end of this race. With the red helmet there to fight against Corona. As you can see, Zach with the red helmet as well. Geordie has it as well, so the two leaders with red helmets is Zach looks at a move, car number 22, trying to get past car number 24. So, wonder what is going to happen with these two, as I believe Oz Formula and JB have sort of sorted themselves out. There's a little bit of a gap forming. This is a yellow flag in Sector 2. I believe that's maybe Test Science or Alex, maybe spinning it slightly. Back to the lead now. 15 laps left in the race. Can Geordie hold off Zach? What's happening with strategies? V Schnozzer now gets past Dash up into 8th position. I didn't quite catch that move, but great job, Schnozzer, get up into 8th position. He's 11, about 12, maybe 20 seconds off the lead-ish. But if these guys still have to pit, then he could be right up there. I know Geordie definitely has to pit because otherwise he'll get disqualified after starting on those hard tyres. This shot is absolutely amazing. The two leaders coming down this final straight, this final curvy straight, I guess you could say, is one of the Red Bulls. I believe that's Rayner trying to get past Matley. See them really close together. But now cutting back to the cameras now on the ground. Zach in the slipstream with the DRS. He's gaining it all the time, both in 0 ERS modes, but doesn't manage to get past as Oz Formula now gets past Supercar down the DRS straight as he pulls into the pit lane to get off those mediums. onto probably a set of hards, so does Kart Racer. V Schnozzer in 8th will grab both of those. Matley gets back past Rayner after Rayner, I believe, made the overtake. So he defending hard. Schnozzer up to 5th, like I said. So what will happen with these two battling? We'll have to see down this main straight. One of the Alphas goes through the castle section there. You'll see the leaders in a minute go through that part, but we're not going to. As Rayner pulls to the left-hand side, he's almost forcing Rayner into the pit lane, is Matley. But Rayner gets the position there on the racing point. Will Matley try and brake late and go down the inside? No, Rayner's cleared him. Rayner runs wide on the exit there. That could give him a warning. Schnozzer back up to 6th position now. A couple, about 15 seconds-ish off Oz Formula, who's about 5 seconds off the lead. So about 20 seconds off the lead of this race, but has most likely gone to the end. JB in 5th now. Oz Formula 3rd. Oz Formula 4th, sorry. Timor 3rd. Still no penalties been dished out at the moment for corner cutting. I mean, you can't really corner cut around Azerbaijan, but I swear some people would try and cut the castle section entries when the Ferraris goes through there. I believe that's Test Science. Or Uzumaki, sorry. As here we go again. Zach with the DRS. Geordie will have the engine mode up to max. What will happen? Looks like Zach will hold position, but he looks to the inside. As there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. As there's a virtual safety car. As Jesse Alex retires from the session. As Gussie Boy gets past JB, so those positions have to swap. So we'll have to see what goes on as Matley pulls into the pits under the virtual safety car. So I believe the virtual safety car's out because Jesse Alex retired. Geordie Lundy still leads this Formula 1 race, I guess you could say, or virtual race, pretty much. As Matley's down to 15th after his pit stop. As Jesse Alex has left the session, so obviously retiring from the race has made him leave the session. As the virtual safety car has ended, as Zach's got a great run on Geordie. Sorry I didn't miss it there. So I missed it as Zach actually takes the lead in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What can Geordie do? Nothing. It looks like Zach takes the lead. So will Geordie try and fight him back down the straight? Of course he will. He's Geordie. He'll do anything to try and get a lead. As he loses the car there, that's going to end the challenge. That's going to end the challenge that he would try. As Geordie's still 6 tenths behind now, but I believe his challenge for the lead is over. I believe he will maybe jump into the pits this lap, get off those tyres, try and go into a fresh set of softs maybe, or mediums, and try and go to the end of this race. Team of Thunder really taking a fast approach through that castle section. As V Schnozzer is now in 4th, but I believe Oz Formula yes, Oz has pitted. So Schnozzer in 4th now, 16 seconds back off Timor, but on 5-lap fresher tyres. So interesting to see what happens there as Gussie Boy tries to get past JB as Matley goes up to 14th because of Aki pitting, as Gussie Boy is further second back now. What will Geordie do? Is Geordie pitting this lap? Yes, he is. You can see the little thing there on his dashboard saying to pit, pit, pit. so it looks like he will be in this lap, but he is gaining a lot on Zach. He's got the DRS open if he thinks he can go for a move, but Zach actually pulls into the pit lane now. So Geordie retakes the lead, so Zach in the pits as well as Timor. So this will put Schnozzer up to second position, and Geordie still has the pits. So this puts Schnozzer in the effective lead of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That's great news for him and his battle with Timor. At the moment, Timor's going to be put down to about P4, maybe, but Schnozzer takes third position as he runs wide there off the exit. But it will, as Zach's actually got out ahead, or Zach faked the pit lane. I'm not sure what's happened with Zach, but he's driven through. Did he get a drive-through, maybe? He did get a drive-through. So Zach may have got a drive-through for speeding under the virtual safety cars as an actual safety car now. So this helps Schnozzer as well. This also will help people like Timor, is actually it's Tez Sainz who's crashed in the castle section. Our first victim to the castle section has happened. It is Tez Sainz in the Ferrari. Poor race from him so far tonight. He's retired in 17th position. With 10 laps left, we have a safety car. So this will help Geordie a ton. This is going to most likely put Geordie at the lead of this motor race. And the effectively, because he'll pit onto softs, no doubt, and because he's on the hard tyres, so he's used. Oh no, he has to go to mediums because otherwise he'll get disqualified, I believe, because of the regulations. Because he hasn't started on the mandatory set of hards, so if he goes to softs, he will get disqualified. But I'm not sure if he knows that, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. But he pulls in to the pit lane. I believe Zach will do as well, most likely, but everyone else could pull into the pit lane and put on softs as he is going on to the mediums. So mediums there, complying with the regulations. As Zach pulls in, I believe you'll see everyone in the pit lane this lap as Schnozzer pulls in as well. I think Zach goes onto the mediums. I'm not sure what tyre Schnozzer's going to go on. As Schnozzer may have had contact with Wall because he's had to change his front wing. As Oz Formula stayed out, actually. So Oz Formula staying out on those fresher tyres. Timor passes Schnozzer. Schnozzer's down to 6th, so that front wing change really hurting the Mercedes driver. But it'll be on fresher tyres than of the cars ahead of him, but he's got cars ahead of him, which is the problem. But as I said, Geordie in the lead of this race as GSC Alex is announcing his withdrawal in the chat. So I believe we may have lost one, boys. I'm sorry to see you go, Alex. You're a great competitor, mate. But if you feel it's time to go, then it's time to go. So it's been great having you in Race Spec Global Series, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime in the future. But until now, goodbye. As lap 16, 10 laps sprint to the end. Hopefully the safety car comes in this lap, but I don't believe it will. So there will actually, I'll say this now with the safety car period, I'm announcing that there will be a post-race interview with the winning driver for tonight. So you'll get the thoughts of one of the drivers. If they do not have a microphone, then I'm not sure what's going to happen. But at the moment, it looks like Geordie looks to be set for the interviews. But that could change. I know Timor doesn't have a mic, or I'm not sure about Miles or Uzumaki. I know Uzumaki has a mic. I'm not sure about Miles. I know Dash has one, and Matley and Lockie. So pretty much everyone has a mic, but Timor and Aki, I believe. And Miles. Other than that, so as long as those 3 drivers don't win, then we should be fine. It's 9 laps left and we're still under the safety car. Sorry about that. As Rainer picks up penalty for a collision with Supercar. I believe Rainer's in AI mode at the moment, but that's going to really harm him now because he has got a penalty looming over his head. So at the moment, that'll drop him down to pretty much 14th. As we're still on a safety car for this next lap. I believe Dash may have had some slight contact with Rainer. There's a little bit of chit chat going on in the Discord server. Discord.gg/RaceSpec F1 Esports if you don't want to join, because that's not the link that you need. If you need a link to join, just message Zach on Xbox. He'll send you a link, or friend request on Discord, and he'll send you an invite for sure, and then you'll be able to join from there and begin racing. So we don't have many slots left in Global Series. As you can see, we had a 19 car grid today, and I believe one driver had just quit. So we have 18 cars, and I guess, or 18 seats, pretty much. Well, some regular drivers still have seats but can't make it, so reserve drivers can fill in. So at the moment when you join, I believe you'll be a reserve driver, and then you'll be able to race in any car pretty much. But you see the cars, we should get car racing again, hopefully soon. So after the race ends, I'll get the winning driver in and we'll be able to have a chat with them, but the safety car is in this lap. So all the speculation's over. It's a straight 8-lap sprint to the finish. Who will win this Azerbaijan Grand Prix? So off first on the restart, you have Geordie with Osform in second, Zach third, Team of fourth, JB is in fifth, Car Racer sixth, Snozza 7th, and Rainer 8th, Supercar 9th, Gussie 10th as Geordie goes. We are racing again in Baku. Bit of a sloppy restart from Oz Formula. Aki picks up a penalty for a collision with Dash. Looks like Zach's in the slipstream of Oz Formula trying to go for a move. You can see them all zigzagging down the back straight. Schnozzes looks like to get passed by Rainer as well. As there's yellow flags in all sectors as Zach goes down the inside of Oz Formula. Zach will be pushed wide there as Schnoz is also wide because Rainer had a little bit of a look on the inside. As Formula goes back down the inside of Zach, leaves him no space in the exit. That could be a bit furious about that one as Uzumaki and Dash have a little bit of battle down the back of the order. But Zach still in next to Oz Formula. Looks like Oz Formula gets back ahead, but with the powers. Timok tries to go around the outside of Zach. Doesn't really work out. Timok's still in fourth. That might give JB a sniff as JB actually makes contact with the back of Timor, loses a bit of his wing there. Schnozer trying to get past Kart Racer here. That's really hindering his race. He wants Kart Racer to get out of the way. Kart Racer on the hard tyres, so on the slower of the 3 tyres. So, I wonder what happened there, but Oz Formula has lost 1.5 seconds to Geordie on this opening lap, as Supercar picks up a penalty for exceeding the track limits there. So they all stream through the castle section as Timor hits Zach. Zach's round in the castle section. That'll cause chaos. Everyone will gain a position, but Zach will be plumb last there. So Timor making contact with the Red Bull driver. He'll no doubt get a penalty, but that is controversial in the championship. Zach was 3rd in the race, but now is down in 16th position as Schnozer looks to get past Kart Racer down this main straight, but Kart Racer in the slipstream of the Renault driver as Kart Racer squeezes him to the inside. Schnozer will get the position down the main straight. The Mercedes driver is too powerful for the Honda power as Geordie sets the fastest lap of the race as Kart Racer's backed off, gone out of the way of V Schnozer. As Miles and Supercar drives round the outside of Miles. Amazing move from the driver there. As Lockie is these guys having a battle as Zach gets past Lockie's ghost car. Dash in the pits, but as Geordie slides it on the exit there, just catching his little slide, a little bit of Gymkhana action on the exit. JB just nearly out of touch with Timor as JB whacks the wall. As JB has now lost a second to Timor. Schnozer's in the slipstream of JB now, so fireworks happen when these two are battling, but it'll be interesting to see what happens now as Uzumaki and Gussie Boy. Looks like Uzumaki's trying to go for a move on Gussie Boy. They're right next to each other into this castle section. Matley picks up a penalty there. Sorry, Matt. As Supercar, Rayner, Kart Racer, Schnozer, and JB all within like a couple seconds of each other. See the Mercedes there, and then the Toro Rosso, the Red Bull, the Haas, then the other Mercedes back there, just in the back of frame. As all of them hit the wall, including Rayner, who hit it 3 times almost on the exit of that one corner. Whether or not Rayner's got damage, because that's another matter, but that wall proving a little bit of trouble for all the drivers tonight as Schnozer in the slipstream of JB is following the Renault driver, trying to see where he's weak, trying to see where he's fast, trying to get past. That rhymed. Oh, mixtape coming never, but JB tries, he's weaving around, he's losing speed doing that. Schnozer sends it to the outside. Timor sets the fastest lap, picking up an extra point as DRS gets enabled. JB's gone wide. Schnozer has to lift off the power there to avoid making contact with the Renault. As he's gone wide again, JB, that's going to allow Schnozer to get past surely with the DRS, but JB's got a good exit. Schnozer pulls back into the slipstream, but it looks like Schnozer does get that 4th position there. To the inside, he'll fend off JB up to 4th now. As Kart Racer bins it, that causes chaos behind. You can see that in the back there, there's more chaos as Gussie Boy and Uzumaki are inside of each other, but there is a virtual safety car as the Toro Rosso there, you can see there, is binned on the exit. A poor end to Kart Racer's race, there's only 5 laps left. He'd done such a great job as the car has now been cleared away, but that's going to neutralise the field sort of and give people a chance to recover their batteries. So everyone there in none apart from Matley, who's still in medium. I don't know why he's still running his ERS. As well as Supercar, but it'll be the virtual safety car maybe ending now. So interesting to see what happens. Yeah, the virtual safety car has ended. DRS gets enabled again. Timor Thunder in the slipstream of Oz Formula. You can see the two going through there. Is JB will also get DRS on Schnozer, so Schnozer won't be liking the fact that JB saw the DRS. He loses the car there on the exit towards this back straight. That's going to give JB an easy pass to the inside. But Timor and Oz Formula for 2nd and 3rd now. Timor will most likely at the inside as he does, so he goes to the outside as Timor, there's contact there, but it's not making it easy for him as he goes to the exit there. JB and Schnozer keeps that 4th position, but Oz Formula down the inside, also Blitz Blitz also Oz Formula at the moment as Timor picks up the slipstream. He doesn't get the DRS. None of them got the DRS, so interesting move. There's this yellow flag in Sector 1 as one of the cars may have gone down the escape road. Didn't quite catch it, but Blitz or Oz Formula has lost 4.2 seconds to Geordie Lundy. So Geordie, JL23, running away with this race for McLaren as Timor is probably getting really frustrated under the cockpit there. He's already punted Zach off out of the points. So Zach will be fairly annoyed about that one. And when I say fairly, I mean he'll be absolutely fuming about that. I'm fairly sure Timor will apologise after the race, as Timor's a very humble guy. Very good guy, very clean, hard, fast racer, so I'm sure he didn't mean it, but that's just the way that it happened, as JB and DXC Miles are in a battle now, so Uzumaki picks up a penalty as well, so poor race from him at the moment as Dash gets past the ghost car of Lockie. What will happen with this battle at the front? Will Oz Formula do some Belgium-like defending? He missed Belgium a couple of weeks back. Oz Formula had some very interesting defending when he was still called Blitz OCE. What will happen now as Timor picks up the DRS? No DRS in that race because it was raining, but still getting closer there, but it doesn't look like he'll get an overtake into turn 1 as DXC Miles passes JB, as JB's punted him off the circuit. He's punted in him, there's caused chaos. Rain has just avoided as Toro Rosso goes through unsighted. Gussie was gone. He whacks the Renault. There's chaos down at the first corner. That's going to allow Matley to get through as well as Gussie Boy retires from the session as he can't nearly hit Zach. Crazy scenes down at the first corner there, as they all managed to get through it. Dash may come through unsighted, but everything's sort of gone by the time he gets there. But Timor Thunder still applying the blowtorch to the back of Oz Formula, which is allowing B Schnozzer to close in ever so much towards, with 3 laps remaining in this race. Will there be a mistake from Oz Formula that allows Timor to get past? Not at the moment, through the trickiest part of the track, keeping his cool, keeping his drive in check. But Geordie 5 seconds ahead now as Zach gets past JB, as I believe JB will have damage. Yep, he has no front wing after that incident with DXC Miles. So DXC Miles getting out unscathed really as Matley gets past Supercars. I believe Supercars hit the wall in the castle section, so something's happened there through turn 8 for the Haas driver. So that won't be very good for him as Aki and Matley trying to battle each other as Zach gets past Supercar there. As Aki goes down the inside, he hits Matley into the wall. Very poor driving there, unacceptable driving. That'll be a penalty, no doubt. Stewards will be having a look at that one after the race if it gets reported, and Zach is going straight to 8th position at the moment, or he's trying to anyway. He'll pick up the DRS, it'll be an easy pass to the inside, but he's had to brake mid-corner because of front wing damage. So it's 3-way passes, Miles gets past Rayner. There's a 3-way battle down the straight here. It's this yellow flag as Supercars out of the session, so they can't pass through here now. They can now because it's Sector 1. As he goes down the inside, he'll take 7th position after being spun through the castle section on lap 19, I think. As Rayner tries to go down the inside of DXC Miles getting passed down the back straight with DRS. As Matley gets back past Aki, those soft tyres compared to the hards being a little bit better. Aki with no front wing. So Aki really trying to get position here with no front wing. As Matley goes down the escape road, so he locked up, not being able to make the corner, so he's had to go down the escape road. As Timor still trying to get past Oz Formula, with Schnozzer just in behind now. So Schnozzer's closing in on this battle pack. This could allow him to try and get past Timor and try and gain some of those vital championship points that he needs. He cuts the track slightly there. As Aki retires from the session, he's lost his wheel there in the castle, entrance to the castle section. That no front wing came back to bite him in the end, as Geordie will cross the line to start the penultimate lap of this race with a 5-second lead over Oz Formula, with Schnozzer now coming to the back of Timor. Timor sidesteps him almost, this will give Schnozzer the slipstream and the ability to try and attack Oz Formula, as Schnozzer sets the fastest up of the race now. He is up to 3rd position, currently going to score 16 points, minus penalties if he doesn't have any penalties. I don't believe he does, but he's going to try and now get past Oz Formula. Obviously, Schnozzer trying to battle Timur for the championship here, so Timur will not want to be letting Schnozzer pass that easily like he has just done, but penultimate lap now. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's the Ferrari of Uzumaki going slowly, I believe, with JB down 11th on those fresh stock tyres. So he's going to try and steal the fastest lap of Schnozzer, but will it work? Oz Formula still holding 2nd position with Geordie 5 seconds ahead on this penultimate lap. If Geordie has 8 seconds worth of penalties, this could well be a win for Oz Formula. I'm not sure if Oz Formula has any penalties, but we'll have to see, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. There's cars going slowly. I believe Matley's up the escape road at the 2nd corner. We're watching the battle for 2nd position here with Schnozzer and Oz Formulas. On lap 25, what will happen in this race, in this last lap, as Geordie goes round the 2nd last corner to start the long straight? It looks like Schnozzer got a poor exit there. Like, this could allow Timur a sniff into this corner before the straight. Schnozzer needs a good exit here to try and challenge Oz Formula, and he's got it. But Oz Formula's got a lot more ERS than Schnozzer. But Schnozzer will have the benefit of the slipstream and the DRS, and most likely a lower drag setup. Schnozzer's gaining all the time. He's already 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers faster with the DRS. He's 340 and he's 12 kilometers faster than Oz Formula. He's gaining a tenth about every meter at the moment. As he goes to the outside, Oz Formula's going to brake late, and that's going to make him go deep, and he gets the car loose off the exit. That allows Schnozzer up the inside, but Oz Formula's going to defend to the inside. That's very dirty driving. He should back out of it at the moment. Maybe that wasn't dirty driving, but Oz Formula gets the DRS. He's going to use his ERS power to try and get past Schnozzer. There's sector flags, yellow flags, sector 2. Schnozzer pulls back behind the Renault. So Schnozzer going to be trying to use his ERS down this back straight, try and blast past the Renault before the start-finish line. Because that'll be how this position gets sorted, as Matley retires from the session down the straight, so he's out of it. So there'll be no passing in Sector 3 by the time these guys get there. They'll hopefully be passing. As Geordie is on his final lap, but driven an excellent race. He'll be in for an interview for sure if there's no penalties to be associated with it. But Oz Formula, very hard defending here, very poor defending, sort of. I don't know if you could say that, but we started the race with 19 cars, 11 left by the end of it. So Schnozzer sort of jumps over the curb again, trying to get a run. Doesn't really work out for him as Oz Formula's turned his car up. Schnozzer will have done the same. He gets a good exit. Schnozzer's lost about half a second on the exit there, but he's gaining it back now. Down this long back straight, Geordie JL23 is going to cross the line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Who will get second position? Schnozzer's in the slipstream. The DRS active now. I think it will be Oz Formula. Oz Formula will get second position in this race. He gets it. He gets second position. Does Oz Formula. Timur gets fourth. Schnozzer gets third. Miles gets fifth. Rayner will finish sixth, but he gets a 5-second penalty for an unserved penalty. That won't hurt him at all, as Zach gets seventh. Dash gets eighth. Zach bins his car on the wall on the exit there. Dash will get eighth. JB will come home in ninth position. As I'll get Geordie in for an interview, as he is our race winner. See Dash crossing the line in eighth there. As Geordie in now. JB gets 9th. Lockie will get 11th, as Uzumaki will come home in 10th position. I believe Geordie will be celebrating up his wits, so they're actually trying to get in for an interview, as he is in here now. So, Geordie, please increase your radio. Congratulations on the win, mate. This is the first time having an interview with a winning driver in race Spec, so please just tell us your thoughts about the race.
pretty dismal qualifying, to say the least.
Yeah,
I did not realise
pretty
it
boring.
was going to be wet. So I didn't realise it was going to be wet like so fast. So I went out on the hards and qualified P9, and then I had the 5 place grid penalty, which put me down to 14th. The start was pretty good. Went up to like 9th, I think it was, and then there was a safety car, so everyone went in. But you know, just in general, the whole race was like perfect from my point of view.
Yeah, those hard tyres really came into the advantage towards the end of the race. With that late safety car, you could just pit straight onto the mediums, and like you were able to hold the lead for a long time there. And this track is about track position, so give your thoughts on the crashes and incidents. We started with 19 cars, I believe, ended the race with 11. So how much of a struggle was it to try and keep the car out of the barriers?
Well, I had a few times where it was a loss of concentration and I nearly hit the wall at the castle section, but I mean, all those safety cars just came into my favour. Like, they were all just perfect timing.
Yeah, I know. It's the safety car can like oh my god, what was I trying to say? Safety car can affect the race so heavily around this track. It's like Monaco, and basically a safety car can decide the win, which it has done tonight. But don't take that away from Geordie tonight, because he's driven an amazing race. And so your first win in race Spec, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
First win for McLaren. First win at the hardest track, one of the hardest tracks on the calendar. I wish you luck for Baku, and we'll see everyone at Baku for Global Series.
Alright, see you later. Thank you.
All good. Congratulations again, and thank everyone.